Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Just a quick note about my tarot readings. They are for your sun, moon and ascendant. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all of them, so that all three of your signs, major signs anyway, so that you get a more complete understanding of how this is going to speak to you and also which one resonates more with you as I read them. So with that said, if you're new subby or just stopping by, thank you for being here. For those of you that are continued subbies, you know I love you. And with that said, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Emperor card. Another sign had this and I've forgotten which one it is, but I said to them, this is a week where you are bringing something into actuality. This is where you're making something real or something manifest. This would be like, as an example, this would be a week where you are whittling away at a piece of wood so that you can reveal the amazing sculpture that you see in your mind. Something this week you are bringing out into the world, which is great. So, you know, obviously we do have a Mercury retrograde this week, so it's something to be aware of. But there's a sense here of you making something real or making it official. This week it's going to be about really what is kind of hard and fast. It's all about the reality. It's not about anything that's kind of lofty or out there. This is about what is, you know, in the here and now. For your actions and options this week, you have the Page of Wands. So what do we see here? The first thing that we see, you've got the Page of Wands coupled with the Emperor card. Pay attention to what comes up over the course of this week, because you're going to be revisiting it again late March going into April. So this is a week where you really want to pay attention to that, especially if you're having like an idea about something that you want to create. So it kind of feels like as well, for some of you, the vision is already here and it's you now. This week is going to ask you, how do I make this a tangible reality? For others of you, this is something that's coming in like a spark of inspiration or like even a download or an understanding or a personal wisdom of some sort. Whatever it is, whatever comes in for you this week, you're going to be revisiting it or possibly giving birth to it around the time of late March going into April. So nice, really nice. For your communications and conversations, you have the Two of Wands. This is great, right? Now this is actually a very money orientated card. It's very much about conquering your material experience in some way. So when it comes to your communications and your work this week, a lot of the stuff that comes up could have far-reaching ripples or very lucrative outcomes for you. So pay attention to the conversations that you have with father figures, partners, husbands, brothers, anybody that's like a boss or something like that. Pay attention to your conversations this week because they could end up being very lucrative to you. Now, for those of you that are working for somebody else, this is great because you're walking in the footsteps of the boss, right? So this could literally see you either aligning yourself with somebody that is in a top spot, or maybe even you doing something this week that somebody in a position of power sees and says, wow, yeah, you know what, this person's got talent, we need to put them forward. So that's great. The other way that this could play out for some of you as well, for those of you that have your own business, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is about you really deciding that you are going to be an authority and making steps towards that, right? So this could be a conversation that you have. It could be an action step that you're ready to put forward, which is brilliant. I really like this for you, actually. I think as well, like I said, this could be a very lucrative week for you. Even if it's just the preliminary stages, this could be a very lucrative week for you, like one of those weeks where you say, yeah, that's where it all started. And then for those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, your Two of Wands here is coupled with the Emperor, and that for me is, this is about you asking yourself, What can I do with the resources that I have that is going to not only be beneficial, but is going to see me through to, you know, maybe to the rest of my days. It looks like this week, you guys that are retired or not working, it's like, what are the best uses for my money and my finances, and how can I, you know, how can I really move along with that? For your money and materials, of course, you got the 10 of Cups, right? Look at that. This is going to be a money week for sure, right? So like I said, even if it doesn't necessarily mean a bag of money just falls out of the sky, or you find a suitcase full of, like, you know, $100 bills, or you know, in our case here in the UK, crisp 50s. We call them reddies because our £50 notes are red, like they're like red and pink. We don't see them very often on the on the lower end of things, but yeah, we call them reddies here. So just a fun fact for you about British life. But yeah, your 10 of Cups, this could be a great week for your long-term future and your long-term financial planning. This would be a great week as well to speak to a financial advisor. I know a lot of you are thinking, hang on a sec, didn't you say it was a Mercury retrograde? Yes, absolutely. So it's a good time to do the research. It's a good time to do the recon. It's a good time to speak to people and get information so that you can start processing it. This is a really good way to use that, that retrograde energy that's taking place right now. Okay, so think about that. Now, the other thing is, when it comes to your home and environment, you couldn't ask for a better card than the 10 of Cups. And with the cards that it's surrounded by, home is warm and it's vibrant and it's filled with love, and it's also filled with the energy and the grit that you need to make something really awesome happen for yourself at a later date. I'm loving this. I think it's great. For your physical health and vitality, this would literally be your toes, your feet, your ankles, and possibly for a select few of you, this would be a really good week to cleanse your waters. What I mean by that, it sounds so weird, right? But this would be a really good week for, you know, now, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but what I do know is that things like dandelion root and dandelion leaf are really good at cleansing your blood. So any way that you can, you know, and your lymph system as well, you know, like any of those liquids of the body, find ways this week to detoxify them, because you'll really benefit from it. And I kind of get the feeling that it will be this week more than any other week. Just that's the energy that's here, so use it. For your love and relations, you've got the Moon card, all right? So we'll get to the Moon in a minute. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, I actually think this could be a good week for you. However, it does appear that someone or something from the past is likely to pop its head up, and if it is, it's literally just going to be one of, you know, like sometimes you're like, this is a test, isn't it? Like I'm having, just as I said that as well, my ear just started going wah. So it's like, you know, you have those things and you're like, okay, so everything in life is going good, and I've got this one thing that pops up from the past to try to derail me. The question is, are you going to let it, or are you just going to let it slide? You know, you're going to have to find a way to do this week. You have the power to pretty much do whatever you bloody want this week, so use it wisely. For those of you that are single, this could literally be an ex getting back in contact, and I'm sorry to say, because the Two of Wands is there as well, and you know there's that Emperor card, I get this feeling it's because they need something. It's not really about the reconnection or anything like that. It's like, oh, you know, hi, how are you doing? And oh yeah, you know, this is happening for me. It's like they want something or they need something from you, and that's where the contact is coming from. Just be aware of that this week. So your full moon message, you've got the full moon taking place in the sign of Leo this week, and your full moon message is the Queen of Cups. So in some way, shape or form, this is literally an aspect of self that pops up here. But the big question that is being asked of you right now is how do you nurture and nourish yourself above and beyond others, right? This is a week for you to really look after yourself and really be focused on your plans more than anything else. Now, the one thing that I can't ignore, just because it's me and it's tarot, obviously the Queen of Cups can literally be a water sign woman. So like I said, an aspect of self for many of you, but even for the gents of you that are watching and Scorpios, this is an aspect of self, right? Coupled with the moon card, that could literally be a Pisces person, very likely to be a Pisces woman, but it could be a Pisces person that features for you over the course of this week. If you know a Pisces, whether you have a friend or you know, a family member of a Pisces, this would be a good week to have a conversation with them, because the chances are something that they say to you or that is said in conversation is going to spark an idea or an inspiration for you. So use it wisely. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I will see you soon.